Let's continue page 34. Chimtry tried to find her way home. Again, another man of her mutual friend kept waiting for her at the usual meeting point. That place, the place she liked so much to meet someone favorite, dear to her heart. He also took out his share and dumped her. It was never a surprise. She was used to any man willing and available. She gave in and took the pleasure for herself. Mr. Nyongeza had always noted her weakness and always perfected on that. Whenever she was drunk, she opened her legs wide open, and as for him, he would not let go. Daily he waited upon her arrival, pushed her to some bush or some place of privacy, and observed her friendly tug of war. Anyway, I was never surprised for her character. What fascinated me is the way she was able to woo or attract all the children of her homestead and made them like her so much that we all gathered to her small rounded house every now and then because of the delicious meal she would lay on the table. Had we not been eating from our mother's kitchen, perhaps I would say that we went there after hunger. But first, she had called out. She had a better trick to attract us. What happened is that in the first place, she had called out for help to construct a house. In preparation, such occasion called out for some nice meal to be prepared for the workers. And as for her, she actually made it perfect. She prepared enough ugali that left us all satisfied. She also slaughtered a cock, fried, and made a nice soup. That way, we munched all the ugali that had been served. We asked for some more. She brought, and again we cleared. Mostly demanded for an additional slice. Madhe, lete ugali sosa. He was brought. He cleared. She was never selfish. That way, she continued to treat us with more spices every day. We found ourselves visiting her every now and then. Given that we were all full, we had eaten, and we were all full, that activated jokes and we talked about to wind up the day. With the evening storytelling moments, with a nice soup in our lips, we will not fail to speak our minds. I believe that to be the reason behind my father's attraction also, to fancy her a lot, and any man will easily fall into her charm. A sweet, nice meal for someone lip will make him come back. She made our stomach full. As the saying went, a man's heart can easily be conned by a nice meal. That was true. Mama Chemtai perfected on that. After lighting the fire, she took a cooking pan of sufuria, large enough to carry a good amount of ugali, enough for her family and the visitors already streaming up upon seeing her arrival. Almost all of us and the children in our homestead would not miss that cocktail meal. After she placed on the floor mat that acted as our dining table, we crouched forward and began chopping the small anthill. Sometimes we joked around. Hey man, are you there? I can hear you, but I can't see you. Are you doing something there? Make sure you help me destroy this hill. As you can see me, I'm almost done. I'm pulling down the peaks on my side. I lost under Wambulua who referred the ugali as a hill. I lost under Wambulua who referred the ugali as a hill. As for Moses, he was a short man and observed a whole mountain before him. He had known the pace of us digging down the mountain. He also vowed and committed to that cause, lest he will be left behind. And even in that, we also did the same in the farm, helping her dig and plow, cultivate her farm. With a handful of men, jovial at pace, we finished her farm in a twinkle of an eye. At that trade, she harvested a lot of food for the season. Our hands chiseled side by side and reduced the lump sum at a good pace. Nyangweso, we must terrorize this mountain. As you can see my part, I'm determined to clear. It is just a matter of time. I will penetrate through and be on your side. Wampulua also smirked. He led the whole team of Busuma festival. Being the first son of Jemtai, he led on the visitors and encouraged them to dig deeper feast on the open-heartedness of his mother. Mafwavi had not been born, had not been conceived in fact. He would have hidden part of the meal under the beddings. He was born late and never taught to socialize and live well with the community, to share things with people. He became an eccentric boy. There are also a small rounded boy served as our prefect. He streamlined our eating manners and observed equal shares for the grown-ups and young ones. He kept orders in our Husma festival. All the same, whenever we sat for storytelling occasion, he also observed orderliness as we talked. Moses, who always objected our proposal, always found himself in the opposition. Nothing will make him believe in our new opinions and new ideologies. He stuck to ancient minds and if pinned to the ground, he will object, citing obvious reason just to win over the talk. For instance, we discussed and agreed over changes in our circumcision ceremony, that in our new coming days, circumcision will be modernized. He stamped to the ground and objected, holding on to his fist. He will actually kill anyone willing to conform to that new idea. Anger actually choked him as he stamped to speak his mind. Our prefect, who was by the name Lusaka, took to his podium and demanded all of us observe some order. Order, ladies and gentlemen. Mind your language as you address your colleague. Remember, all of us here, we are entitled to our opinions. At times, Moses became rowdy and stood to box anyone proposing a motion. He remained alone in the opposition side. Addressed through the speaker, he made his request heard. Mr. Speaker, sir, I need your protection. My friends here demand that Busa be stopped, should not be brought again, for us to celebrate our future boys as they face the knife. I cannot understand on what ground that someone can stop the culture of our forefather. That's after I had given some new directives as the leader of the new ruling team that Busa should be abolished. As much as it was sweet for our lips, we must do away with it. That boy, Mr. Lusaka, actually developed that feature to observe our homestead orderliness. Sometimes I wondered how people developed certain characters within that became part of their lifestyle, and eventually a talent that became necessary to the even entire society. Let's, for example, Lusaka ordered manners in our youth groups. Those days, he came again to order manners in the community, and later on, for the entire county. As devolution came about, unanimously we applauded him for the gubernatorial seat. He became the first governor for our Bungoma seat. Even after that, our big nation notified him and still demanded for his service. He opted over, like a frog, to find a nice place reserved for him in the national seat. Again, he became the national speaker for the Senate and observed orders in the national chamber. That is after our national government had actually reshuffled the cabinet moments after the 2013 general election, that somehow there was need for a Bukusu, a lawyer representation from the Mlembe House. Therefore, from the Mlembe House, we actually fronted him. He took the leadership, recognized the need to have the Bukusu boy. He actually became the third in command for the entire nation. That is after Akikuyu had taken over the first, and then seconded with the Kalenjin boy as the second, that is the deputy for the republic. Therefore, for the Luya blood, we fronted Lusaka to speak on our behalf. He became the speaker of our nation and the third in command. The two boys, that is after the first, after Honorable Uhuru, and the second boy, Mr. Ruto. So after they successfully won the presidential race that took them to the State House, And for their goodness sake and for the national inclusivity, they came down and asked for a lawyer representation. They came down for their young boy, drove straight to the Mapera, a village at Kamkuywa, precisely by the named Mapera, and demanded him to come up to the national city for that slot. That demanded a skill he possessed. He had kept our Luya nation house in order, that nobody envied and disputed him for such a national slot. Again, whenever I looked around to see our boy in the village, in our Mbulembe house, he was nowhere to be found. Maybe he was outside and busy storing our maize to the village granaries. You know, after the bamba harvest, he took the task to dispose them, to save them and dispose them later for a better price, perhaps negotiate well with the government agencies, register a Bukusu company and supply at a better price for the National Cereal and Produce Board. Waluke, our boy, relentlessly perfected on their duty to supply our maize produce for the government storage. That is after our sugarcane had actually depleted, and we also resorted for the maize farming. Hey, Wanga Mati, what's your mind, bro? Say something over the topic. Tell us something about our village. Now that you happen to be our firstborn son, speak something and let us see your prospect for the village. You must be a stakeholder for the Mlembe house. I actually demanded Wycliffe to speak up. He happened to be the first son of Mzee Wangamati, another grandfather to our homestead, a great chief for the far north Bukusu land, the Wamtale ground. That we simply call him Ohwa Wangamati. Ohwa means the son of. Like our brothers from Kalenjin, they were called after their parents, Arab. For example, Daniel Dorotich was the son of Moi. He will be named after Moi, Arab Moi. Therefore, we named Wycliffe Ohwa Wangamati. Wycliffe happened to be an autocratic boy. In his mind, that he spoke less and did much more of his wishes, perhaps to change his own life and that of his environs, his natives. He wished a leadership that would see a Bukusu boy smile all the way to the bank, pocket something, and walk home rich. Hey man, how I wish to see someday a Bukusu boy also sit on the seat of the throne. That will make me smile. That a day comes, someone from the region, grown and raised from the dust and ashes, become a ruler for the whole country, become the president of our republic. Perhaps we will also get the better tops of our share from the national cake. Let's not forget the words of our forefather, our seer Elijah Wanameme, that the star of our Bukusu land shines from the west, from the lake, and that the top leadership of this Bukusu community will come from the west. That's from the lake. Excellent. That was an excellent idea from Wycliffe. Simply we call him Triple W, WWW, the son of our Mtala homestead. That after he successfully secured to become the second governor for the Bungoma County. He always gave us a bakpana words, whose word had come. We will work on it. No one will dispute over the kind of leadership that will see us sail through River Jordan to the promised land of Canaan, fully of honey and milk. That way, we bought his idea.